Alright guys, we are back with the same video as I did yesterday, but yesterday when I did my recordings I didn't do it right, and because my monitor is 4K and I recorded in 1080p, everything was super small, you couldn't see anything. So we're gonna do it again today, and we're gonna do the 4AndSix2. So I'm just gonna import that, and we'll get it going. I'm gonna take you through step by step. So now you want to make sure too that you set your network adapter to bridged, because when I did it before, you'll have a hard time finding it. So of course we're going to use Kali. I thought about using a different one today, but I'm just going to stick with Kali today because we did it yesterday with Kali. So it is winter time coming. I'm feeling a little under the weather, a little bit of sniffles. Excuse me for that. Hope you like this video. I'll try to go a little bit more into detail today, because yesterday I kind of went through it really quick and missed a couple things along the way. Might have been a little bit confusing, so I'll try to explain myself a little bit more if you're new to this kind of thing. I like doing these capture the flags because they're fun, and you got to keep your tools sharp, right? And the more you practice, the better you get. I learned a few things along the way. Obviously I've done this before, so this is like a quick rendition of what I did. It took me good part of the day the first time around to actually get through it. So, and again, I'm just gonna check my Kali and make sure that I'm on the bridged same network. So I'm gonna start up my Kali first and get that going, and it'll just take a minute. Sometimes I update it, sometimes I don't. I mean, I just downloaded this. It's good common practice to update, right? So I mean, we should do that. We really should do that. Yesterday I didn't do that. I just went right through it. And to be honest, you could be missing something if you don't update. So let's just see what happens here. I'm just gonna go ahead and start this one up too. Put that there. Now the first thing I like to do with Kali is, first of all, I'm gonna change the display size. Where are we here? For a moment. And what I like to do is turn off the power saving stuff so it doesn't black out on us. So let's go ahead and run an update. So you can see this VM here, 4AndSix2, it's up and running. Now obviously, since we're doing it in a lab here, we know that the network ID is .137, which is actually the same as my notes, ironically, because I've already done this a few times, and I guess my DHCP server has just assigned it the same IP, because it probably has the same MAC address, I'm assuming. I'm not sure how that would work, but so we'll just let that idle there. So I'm gonna maximize this. Let's see if we can get a full screen mode. And That's gonna take a second to update, but let me see if I can fix the font thing here, because yesterday everybody, I'm sure you couldn't see anything, especially if you were looking at it on a phone or whatever. So I'm just gonna try to bring the fonts up. Let's see, hopefully the computer won't shit the bed while I'm trying to do that. 14 should do it. I mean, I'm older, but I'm not that old. You know what I mean? I like my font small. Plus, considering my monitor's sitting right in front of my face, and I'm sitting at my desk, and I do have a 45-inch monitor, so it's quite large. Alright. Let's see. I should go with the dark today. Make everything dark. It's cool like that. I am drinking my coffee. So it says here, looks like it's updated. This looks like we got an error there. What's up with that? Disk utility fix missing. Fix missing. I've never seen that for a while. Let's see. Undetermined error. Yeah, it's alright. Let's just reboot it. Excuse me for the slurping. I'm enjoying a nice cup of coffee. A really nice cup of coffee. I hope you enjoy a nice cup of coffee today too. Alright, let's get into it. So, the first thing I like to do let's just check these fonts again, because maybe everything's still going to be too small. Let's see, appearance, fonts. This looks pretty good, I think. Let's see. Should be able to see that, I hope. Let's see if we can go a little bigger. Once you go too big, see, it gets all weird. So I think 1 point. So the first thing I like to do is I like to get a little note going, okay? And I like to find the, let's see if we can get our font. Let's make this bigger too. Better. Let's see. Let's see font. Let's try to see if we can make it a little bit. So I like to get the IP of my Kali machine first. Let's see if I can actually make this. I think it uses the let's go with green today. Alright, so first thing I like to do is get the IP of my Kali machine, which ironically is the same as yesterday. And then we're going to check our network. You don't really have to let it run for long either. I mean, it pretty much gets everything right away, so I usually just cancel out. I already know that this is our target, right? Because I know all of these devices, right? And what they are. So I'm going to take this. This is going to be our target machine. Now, there's a caveat to this that I didn't mention yesterday, and you have to install a few things. We need this one. And we need this is the one I was looking for yesterday. Okay. Hopefully we're good. So we're gonna do an end map scan. Of our target. I'm just gonna go ahead and open up another window. Let's see if we can I'm gonna go ahead and make a directory. And for some reason it doesn't populate on the desktop here, but it is in fact in our desktop right here. So there we go. Let's put that over here for a sec. Should have given this machine a couple more CPUs. Alright, so you can see from our scan here that we've got SSH open, and that's pretty much all we're gonna get with this machine. We have a few other ports open here, but I tried everything to get into some of these other ports, and the only thing I could work with was SSH, so first time around. So let me just see. I'm hoping this is gonna work right now. IP addresses are important. So you can see here that we have some mount options. So I'm just going to copy this and add this to our notes here. So what we're going to do you can see that we've got it mounted here. So we can see we got this file here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this to my desktop. Actually, I should copy that to, I don't know what's in there, but I'm just going to work with my desktop. Now, if you see, if we try to open it, it's going to ask us which program to use. And you can see, even though they're locked, you can get a list of these files here. But you see, if we try to go extract and we try to do it in here, it asks for a password. right? So to get that password, we're going to use rar crack. Now I obviously know what the password is because I cracked it before. It took roughly with the VM the way that I had it set up, it took the majority of the night running on its own because it goes through each set. So I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Let's see. So you can see on the desktop we have our backup there and our folder there. So just put this over here. And so we're gonna run So this is gonna run, but you can stop it because you can see it starts off with 2 characters and it kind of goes through, but you can stop it, and then what you do is you can open this with the text editor and you could change the parameters of your attack or the crack that you want to use. Now I know, for example, that this particular machine, it only uses lowercase characters, so I'm just gonna get rid of all this. And I'm gonna start off with that, because I know part of the password anyway. So let's just close that, do it again. See how long it would take to get. It might take too long, so it kind of goes through each. You know, it goes through each password with different, you know. So I'm just gonna, obviously, to make this video a lot slower, a lot faster, I'm just gonna go in here and kind of almost type the password because I know what it is. So let's try that. And then I should get it in a second. There you go. Now you can see how it kind of goes through the process, right? How many passwords a second and whatnot, and it kind of starts off from the beginning and goes to the end. So I mean, if you know that your password is, you know, 8 characters, let's say, for example, or 5 characters, if you have a way to figure that out. Let's say if a company has a policy like your password has to be a specific character set, then it makes it a lot easier to crack it. So I'm just gonna copy this for now, put it in here. We're just gonna clear this out, and now we're gonna go ahead and extract this. Password, it's right here, so we can even copy it, paste it, because we're lazy. There we go. Alright. And I think this is really cool. I mean, this is a great tool. Now, one thing I didn't show yesterday is we have some information here that I didn't really go over yesterday, so I'm just going to show you. So we have a username here, obviously, in this file, right? And we have some hashes and stuff. So let's just, you can see here is the private key, right? You can see this is a private key right here. All right. So what we have to do here now is we have to use this private key, and we have to change the password, right? So we're gonna use some codes that I actually, it took me more time yesterday researching where to get this line of text than actually doing the capturing the flag. I tried a few different things, and eventually I looked up some ways of using these ID RSA files and stuff, and there's various methods to use these to log in, but this one here seems to do it right away, so let's try it. So we want to use this file here, and that's an easy way to get the file location. So I actually made a typo there. There's one thing that we're missing that I did forget. So we use a password list or a word list, and I kind of like this one, and I usually just download the word list that I need, but you can, there's a lot of good information here. Let me just kill this one because we don't really need it. So this is a great little, they got a lot of different stuff in here. So let's see what we can find. Now I think it's under, I think it's here. Yeah, this is it. So we got this, I'm gonna download this file right here. We want our downloads. So we want this, I'm just gonna copy this right into our desktop here. I don't know why the desktop doesn't show all the files at this resolution, but anyhow, so we're gonna cat out this password list, or this user list. If you're wondering, I guess I'll just check that first too. What's in this list? You can actually just, hopefully it doesn't freeze the computer out. As you can see, it's gonna take a while to load. There's a lot of characters. And basically it's just passwords that have been, it's common passwords that people use, they've been collected over time. So I'm just going to cancel this. Hopefully it doesn't make this machine freeze. It might. Okay, so I'm just going to close this. Yeah, the machine froze for a second. Crapola. There we go. Okay, it stopped. Thank God. Alright. So we got our password list there. Let's carry on so I don't digress there. basically what this does is it changes the password of the ID RSA file to password. You can see here now that it says the old password is 1234567 and you can see here Hello Kitty 1234567. I didn't even think about that yesterday, but doing some research online, I found that someone was clever enough to figure that out, which is pretty cool. So anyhow, we've got that now, that password. So let's carry on here. So we're gonna try to SSH into this machine now. So we entered in password, which is what we changed the password to with that ID. And now we have the terminal here. Sorry, let me just... So you can see where we are. And you can see that we're a user, right? So... So it's interesting to do some research on this do-as. You can see here no password and use as root for these arguments. So that's what we're going to do. Now, the first time I did this, there was a lot of information in here because I tried a lot of different things. So anyhow, so what we're gonna do here now is we're gonna use the examine, and we're gonna examine go. So we hacked all the passwords, and you can see here there's some information here that I thought was pretty cool. So some of these command magic, and it kind of really piqued my interest on this, so I'm gonna do a little bit more research on these kinds of commands because I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, anyway, here's the flag. So let's just add that to our notes there. And that's it. So I'm gonna finish off this with quickly saying, if you like this video, I hope you can see the text this time. Give it a like, and if you want, you can subscribe. I know people say that all the time, but you know, I try to do these often as I can. So have a good one.